Friends, whenever someone buy a house, there is almost always someone who point out that financially renting make more sense than buying. Rental yields in India are barely around 3%, and the money used to buy a house could instead be invested in the other assets, generating returns that can pay the rent and still leave a surplus. Friends, on paper, this argument is perfectly logical, and yet Indians have bought large number of homes over the last few years. Why? Because beyond numbers, owning a house offer a psychological comfort. The assurance of having a permanent place to come home gives a stability. That stability often allow people to take better and more confident decision in the other part of their portfolio. Friends, over time, that behavior can compensate for the gap between the rental yield and the opportunity cost. Now, the interesting point. The same thinking applies to mutual fund investing also. Even after more than a decade of direct plans being available, still 70% of the equity assets under management are invested through regular plans, that is, through distributors or advisors. Friends, on an Excel sheet, choosing a direct plans look like a clear winner, lower expense ratio, higher returns, and yet most investors still choose to work with an advisor or a distributor. Friends, recent SIP data from associations of mutual funds in India shows something very important. Investors who invest through distributors tends to stay invested longer. About 52% stay invested for more than 3 years, comparable to just 36% in direct plans. Having a trustworthy advisor during the market ups and downs is difficult to quantify in percentage terms. But when that guidance helps you to stay invested and avoid emotional mistakes, the long-term impact on the portfolio can be far bigger than what an Excel sheet can ever show you. And remember, your financial journey deserves the right guidance. Follow me to keep learning, growing, and saving smarter.